Alrighty, y'all. Hello. We're going to be taking a look at how English billiards is played. Now, of course, if you have been watching recently, I have dove into the world of snooker for the last month or so, and it's been hella fascinating. That's going to be an ongoing series, so that's not going anywhere. But I wanted to kind of introduce this alongside of it because it's been requested quite a lot by multiple people. I do have Brett Porter saved as one of the comments suggesting that I check it out. He mentions that it's played on the same size table as snooker, but it only has 3 balls, which sounds weird to me. I've never heard of a game like that. So remember, my background's in 8-ball, 9-ball. Snooker has been a whole new world for me, and to be quite honest with you, it's been fascinating. I'm very intrigued by it and learning more, every week. So this video is from World Billiards. It will be linked in the description down below, so you can check out the whole video and, of course, browse their channel. Let's get into this. I'm really excited to learn yet another game on one of these giant 12 by 6 foot tables. Here we go.
Introduction to the beautiful game of English billiards. Billiards is a game played on a full-size 12 foot by 6 foot table. People might be familiar with this size table through watching snooker, but in fact the table was originally designed for billiards. Snooker only came somewhat later. Billiards is played with only 3 balls. 2 cue balls.
What the heck?
One white with spots and the other yellow with spots, and a red ball. Each player is allocated a cue ball.
2 cue balls? Never seen a yellow cue ball before. Okay.
At the beginning and continues to play with that ball throughout the game. Determining who takes which ball is done by stringing for break. Closest to the balk end cushion gets the choice of order and cue ball colour.
Oh, wow. So whoever's closest. Okay, that's kind of cool. Okay, so he won that. So he gets to choose, what did he say? Let me see.
Ball
I'm sorry.
is done by stringing for break. Closest to the balk end cushion gets the choice of order and cue ball colour.
Gotcha. Okay.
Players play to either a set target score or play for an agreed length of time, the winner being whoever is ahead when the timer sounds. Players can earn points by either potting or going into the pocket off another ball. Potting or going off the red is worth 3 points. Potting or going off your opponent's ball is worth 2 points.
Whoa, hold up a sec. Oh my God, this is going to be hella confusing at first. Are they pocketing or potting the cue ball? Okay, yeah, I've definitely never heard of this. You don't ever want to pocket the cue ball in most games.
If the red is pocketed, it comes back up onto the billiard spot, or the black spot in snooker. If the opponent's ball is pocketed, it stays off the table, thereby limiting further scoring opportunities.
What the hell?
If the player's cue ball enters the pocket with an in-off or loser, they are said to be in hand and can place the cue ball anywhere in the D for their next shot. They are not permitted to fire directly into the balk area, that area behind the front line of the D. Because of that rule, sometimes you will see players potting the opponent's ball and then placing one or both of the remaining balls in this protected balk area, hoping to force the opponent to make an error.
Oh, wow.
The final method of scoring is to make contact between your cue ball and the other 2 balls, called a cannon, which is worth 2 points.
So right there, he didn't pocket anything, but he got 2 points just because he hit both of the other balls. Oh boy, this is going to be a little harder than snooker, I think. Snooker isn't that difficult. It's just a lot to take on at once. But I feel like I've, gathered it pretty well. And like I said, I actually really like it. This, I definitely could end up liking. It's just very, weird. This is so different. Because obviously this almost goes against my muscle, memory / a brain way of thinking of the sport, right? In the sense that you always, in most other games, you want to use your cue ball as a means of hitting another ball into the pocket, right? Never, it's a totally different geometry when you want to use your cue ball as primary focus to hit another ball, but with that other ball being the ball that propels your cue ball into the pocket. Does that make sense? That is just so weird. And it also changes the whole way that you would set up shots, right? I mean, what the heck? Basically using a ball as a bumper for your cue ball to go in in a pocket.
It is also permitted to make
I'm sorry,
multiple
this is
scores
weird.
in a single shot. For instance, potting the red and scoring a cannon at the same time. With so many different ways to score points, billiards is a very creative game where individual shot preferences and individual strengths make for many varieties in the patterns of play.
Now, I do like that. There is so much going on that you could have players that are just good at different things, but you could rack up points in a lot of different ways. I do like that.
But having said that, there are quite a few tried and tested patterns of play that can yield consistently higher scores, and the players who know and master those patterns will dominate those with less precision or knowledge. Most players use a knowledge of half-ball angles, the so-called natural path of the cue ball after contact with another ball. Here are some common half-ball positions.
I'm sorry, that's just so weird that he set up, he hit the cue ball, that white cue ball, with the intention of making it. Like, your first thought, or my first thought would be, okay, I'm trying to pot the red ball because that's how every game is played. You use your cue ball to make another ball. The fact that he set it up, hit the cue ball off the red ball, and sank the cue ball, it just, oh my God, it's weird. It's mind-bending at first.
Middle pocket loser.
What the hell?
Cross loser. Long loser. Short Jenny.
Look at that. Look at that. Oh, look at the spin on that cue
Jenny.
ball. Ooh, that was a nice shot.
The heaviest scoring zone is at the top end of the table. That's because it is where the red is replaced after it is pocketed. At the top of the table, the balls can be kept under close control with the opponent's ball between the billiard spot and the
Oh, so you can get on like a big scoring rally down here, right? Because he just pocketed that. It's going to come back out, right? So you could go for the shot where you hit two balls. That's that's points. You could sink your cue ball. You could sink the red ball. It comes back out. I see.
top cushion.
That's like the
Cushion
hot zone.
effectively traps the opponent's ball and allows for sequences of cannons and red pots.
Right. Okay. Okay, I see that.
This pattern of top of the table is called postman's knock because of the rapid double kiss of the cue ball on the opponent's ball. Another pattern of play at top of the table is called
Ooh.
floating white. This is where the player uses his cue ball to keep the opponent's ball floating between the red and the top cushion.
Wow.
This requires minute and delicate control of all three balls. It is immensely tricky, and the slightest miscalculation with any of the three balls and position is lost. If holding the balls at the top of the table is tricky, getting them there in the first place can be just as tricky.
Look at
While
that.
there are
This guy's good. He's getting all three balls in contact.
an infinite number of ways of herding
On
all
all
the
these
balls
shots.
to the top, the
Unless
two
he's
most
pocketing
common
one.
are the drop cannon, or indirect method, and the direct method. The drop cannon is made when the red is on or near its own spot, and the player plays a cannon from
Wow.
the opponent's ball to the red ball, leaving all three balls gathered at the top of the table. Dropped cannons are notoriously chancy, and it is said that no two work out exactly the same. The direct method is generally more reliable, but requires more preliminary shots.
It's so weird. So watching someone sink a cue ball and it's like celebrated. Man, I can tell you what, a lot of people that don't know about this might love this because let me tell you, I've had days where I'm playing 8-ball or 9-ball, and some days you just have off days, especially in sports, right? I've had days where I'm, scratching, we say here, where you usually don't want to scratch. Scratch being, of course, pocketing the cue ball. In 8-ball or 9-ball, you don't want to do that. So, yeah, I've had days where I scratch the cue ball and multiple times maybe in a day. And you're like, geez, this is rough. I can make the damn cue ball, but I can't sink the 8, So, man, with that in mind, maybe I would be decent at
to
this.
set up. It looks like this. A mid-pocket in-off of the opponent's ball to push the ball behind the spot. followed by a red pot to get the red back onto the spot.
Wow. Look at that. Damn.
We hope this very brief introduction adds to your enjoyment in watching and understanding the beautiful precision game of billiards.
Great way to put it right at the end there. Yes, it was a great introduction. I am going to be completely honest with you. I think this is more than reasonable to say. I'm pretty freaking confused. Obviously, from watching a 5-minute video, I'm not going to be an expert on the sport. I couldn't even attempt to play this. If I was right at one of these tables right now, there's no way I would know what I'm doing. Even if it was in one of the games like this, billiard sims, on the computer, still wouldn't know what I'm doing. This is way out there. I'm very intrigued now that I'm seeing it played, seeing it explained. It is so weird because you think of all these balls on the table in pretty much any game. The fact that we're on this ginormous table with only 3 balls at any given time is pretty funny, right? I mean, it's totally different. I like that he said right there, this game of like precision. It's a very strategic, precise game. And for that, I think it's very appealing. I think there's a lot to learn with this, and it can be, again, kind of like snooker. I said, I saw this in the comments as well. I said that snooker felt like, compared to what I've always played, being, 8-ball, 9-ball, whatever, snooker felt like playing chess, right? It's strategic. It's a lot different than 8-ball or 9-ball. And then people did say in the comments, like, yes, snooker's like chess. 8-ball or 9-ball is fun and does have strategy as well, but it's kind of like checkers. So it's like checkers versus chess. If that's chess for snooker, what is this? I don't know. It's above snooker for me when it comes to like just ultimate strategy, precision, all these types of things. I mean, this is crazy. I guess that's about it for this one. I mean, I'm going to leave this to you guys in the comments. What do you think of English billiards? Have you played it? And what do you suggest we take a look at with this? Because this is going to run alongside our snooker series. I want to kind of feature these both interchangeably at the same time, because obviously I want to keep a close eye on snooker. I'm really interested in it. I'm really fascinated by it. I'm trying to find a place where I can play it. It's proving to be a little difficult because it's not very common here in the U.S., unfortunately. But I'm working on it. I also think this month is some sort of like snooker world championship or something, right? So I do want to keep an eye on that and possibly tune into that. But yeah, I appreciate the suggestions. I think this is a hit. I'm glad I took a look at this. That's a very brief introduction, like the commentator said. What a fascinating sport. I mean, holy smokes. I don't really know what to say other than I like it, I'm intrigued, but I'm also confused. That is a lot. That's going to be it for this one. I do appreciate you being here. We are coming upon the weekend, so how fun is that? I hope your weekend is awesome if I don't see you here on the channel. My name is Ian. You're watching IWrocker, and until next time, y'all, catch you later.